Welcome to the Adjacent Weekend Update with Jody Sylvie Wynn and Shelly Sylvie Graby.
Welcome back, y'all. Welcome to Weekend Update with Shelbo. I'm me, Jody. Oh my gosh. I feel like our weekends are crazier than our weekdays.
I feel the opposite. Everybody's like, we don't see y'all anymore. And it's like, well, because we have all week to be silly. I love it.
So what was your weekend that just happened?
Well, I hung out with you and got Coulter ready for camp and did all those fun things. Dropped him off at camp. Drove out through Kerr County and dropped off the backpacks.
Nice.
I have another load of backpacks that I'm going to drop off today. And so it's was interesting to see Kerr County and
gosh,
the water. The water's still so high on the Guadalupe in that section. The highest I've ever seen it. And
it's probably almost all of the debris to some degree. So, oh gosh, I can't imagine.
Yeah, and they had a bunch of workers out, fortifying like some of their roadways so that when the water comes in, that people can still get in and out. But the whole way to camp was, just piles and piles of debris and trash, and it just is like, there's still a lot of work to do out there, and definitely. We stopped at our favorite Two Amigos restaurant.
Oh, were there any mariachis?
No, it was definitely a somber experience. Like everybody was very mindful, and it wasn't typically very, they're usually very jovial and engaging, and everybody's very somber and focused. And
gosh, that's so sad.
It was very heavy. I want to say thank you to everybody that donated backpacks. We really appreciate it. I heard from the principal that I dropped them off, and she was like, we're so thankful for anything and everything. So I know families are trying to rebuild, and so to take off the need to go, look for school supplies in the midst of all of this is very helpful. And so I feel like there's a tendency after a big, event that everybody jumps in, which is so incredible. And, there's so many donations and so much support. And then just like after a funeral, it's like everybody leans in and you get all this support and love, and then it backs off. And it's like, that's when you're like, I don't know, the shit hits the fan. It's like, it's the realization. It was like, this is our new life. Going up to camp, there's a couple of houses that are right on the Guadalupe, and you could just see how high the water was up on their fence lines, because it's, just debris is all over their fence lines. And luckily camp sits up really, really high, but they still
had some damage, right? And
they did,
mainly to the roads leading up there and everything. But wow.
Nah, just devastating. And definitely the green bows all the way, all the way there through Fredericksburg and everything. It was just,
those green bows are everywhere, and I love the support. And then just everybody has them around here too, because of the little Highland Park kiddo and the Cassis kiddo is not that far from us, and it's just hard to think about these families and what they're going through, and then just the devastation of the area in Kerr County. And just we're still thinking of them, you know.
For sure.
I know for me, like I'll drive by the little girl's family's house that's in our neighborhood, and I just start crying all the time. It just like pops out. I'm just like, oh my gosh, I just cannot imagine. That is so devastating, you know. Anyway, but thanks for taking those backpacks and everything. Thanks for those that donated. I know it's hard to figure out where do I donate. So, you know, we don't want another situation that like Spencer Pratt's having to deal with in California where the money and the donations aren't going to the victims. We definitely want to make sure that everybody's getting what they need. So keep it coming. I know our church recently raised over $100,000 that went to the Kerr County communities. What is it called, Shelley? The communities, and usually it's like the communities and schools, but the Kerr County community donation drive. I think we put it on our list of how you could donate. So keep those donations coming, and always send good thoughts and prayers to people that are going through so much.
Well, and also support the businesses down there. If you please, I mean, they have a long road ahead, and
long road.
If you're dropping a kid off at camp, stop and have lunch while you're there, and hit one of the stores, and you know, especially the mom and pop shops.
Yes, for
lean
sure.
lean in for sure, and
I just get that community up and running again, so that they can, you know, get back to some whatever normal is at this point. Poor things. Well, I'm glad you went, and I'm glad that Coulter had fun at camp and all of that. I'm sure he loves camp, doesn't he?
He does. He does. He was very excited, and we were very, very excited while we were dropping him off. Our old neighbor Harley, who you know, also goes to camp. We got to see him, and he's a big burly man now. He looked like
he's so big. He always was big. I think he was born so tall.
But I mean, he just has a gigantic beard and everything. He just looked like a big burly man, and we were so excited to see his mom, Amy, and she looked so happy, and as you know. They moved up closer to Copper's Cove, and we haven't seen him, so it just brightened my day to get to see Harley, and so the all the volunteers at camp just, you know, blow my mind. They're just, all of those are like future med students, and you know, they're very dedicated to the cause, and it really provides this beautiful respite for families, and it's so needed. And so it's such a beautiful, I mean, check it out. Check out Camp. You know, we'll put it in the notes.
What does Camp serve?
Pretty much 8 for the rest of life.
Wow.
And they try to group as much as they can, you know, similar disabilities, so that they have the right supports. They have, you know, a nurse and a doctor on staff full time, 24 hours a day during camp, because there's a lot of medically fragile clients there, and they get to experience everything. They have this huge rope swing, and they have a lazy river and lots of fun activities, horse riding and stuff, and they are prepared no matter what level of need to accommodate. And so it's a beautiful place.
What a beautiful way to give people that respite care. How long has Coulter been attending camp?
He's been going since over 10 years.
Wow.
And so he started when he was 14, because I didn't know about it. Once I knew about it, we started going because he loved it. And so, he's gone every year, and now his buddy Jake goes and his friend Matt goes. I mean, Matthew. And it was so great to see Harley. It just brightened our whole day.
Right. And prior to going to camp, Coulter hosted his first housewarming gathering, and everybody brought little gifts to his new place. And I love his new place. It's super nice. And it was just so great seeing him, like, he would go and greet people, and then he would walk around and he'd show people around. It was such a great activity and gathering to celebrate his independence.
Nah.
His bedroom, like, apartment situation is so nice. I'm just so happy for him.
I am. I'm very happy for him. He is living.
What a lot of hard work for you and Adrian.
Wow, it's been a labor of love, and hopefully we just push the autonomy and really get him independent. But what did you do last weekend, Jody?
Well, mine was a little more subdued. We went out to the ranch, and I started cleaning out and organizing all of the photos that Graham has accumulated for 87 years. So Graham and Papa, they traveled the world together. They've been on pretty much every continent except for Antarctica. But when she would travel, she would go to those, like, when you went into a hotel or on a cruise ship, how they have those kiosks with all the brochures and pamphlets. She would just pick up every single one of them. And she would put them in a box. So she'd have a huge plastic container and say, like, Australia, 1997. And then you'd open it up, and it was primarily a majority pamphlets and books about Australia, pamphlets about, like, going to a certain area in Australia or whatever. And so I went ahead and got rid of all the pamphlets and donated the books, because most of this information you can get off the internet now. And then I took all the photos and put them into containers and then labeled it. So I'm trying to take this one giant closet of hers that's filled with photos and memorabilia and tailor it down to a big armoire that they can, then her kids could just look at all of that and say, okay, I will take this or I will take that. But Grandma and Papa were really bad picture photographers. Really bad at photography. Also, in every photo, Graham's not smiling. I'm like, are you mad? Are you mad that you're in this beautiful, amazing place? I don't know. Back then, they just told him not to smile. I don't know. But it'd be like, Papa would take a picture of, like, the scenery, and then you'd see, like, half of Graham's face in the photo, or they would be standing by a tree. Papa would be standing by a tree with his, standing there with, like, a grimace on his face. I don't know. And then it's blurry, and I'm just like, okay. So I would kind of pick out the best photos because some of them were just so awful. And they would take pictures of, like, where they stayed, like the lamps or the table or the bed. It's just interesting, funny stuff. Because they didn't have phones back then. Everything was pictures, and they would print up the pictures, and then it would just have random things in there. But really nice to kind of go back through their lives of all their travels and see all the amazing places that they were blessed to go to. And then we're starting to look at putting some things on either Facebook Market, or if people want to buy some of the things that we don't use anymore. We want to make those bedrooms, like, the beds are very high up. You have to take, like, a step ladder to get into the beds. So we need to get some that are a little lower so that they're a little more accessible to people to sleep on. And God forbid you roll off one of those beds. You're definitely gonna have.
You need like a running jump to get on those beds. Or trampoline.
I literally have to climb them like I'm climbing up something. I'm just like, these beds are so high. Why are these beds so high? So Graham has these old military beds that Civil War and different like Revolutionary War the generals would have, that they could take apart and then take it to the next battleground, put it together, and then take it apart. And so it has the original bolts and things of that sort. So they're very
hardy.
They've lasted multiple moves. Graham used to have a bed and breakfast in Natchitoches called the Laureate House. It's still there, but it's owned by private ownership. And she bought it. There were only maybe 3 original owners, and she bought it and she kept it very to its traditional form. So she inherited a lot of antiques from the Laureate House, as well as Papa's mom and dad's house. So I think Boston. And so she inherited a lot of these things, and she's had to pare it down because she went like from multiple houses to like one. Now she's down to one big house, but most of the furniture in there is big time antique furniture and gorgeous. It's not always that practical at this time and age, but it's fun to look at. It's fun to go through, kind of figure out the history on it. And so I've been kind of working on that. That's been a big project. And so I'm trying to take one space at a time, because every cabinet, every drawer has something in it. And so
and it's not one thing, it is a collection.
It's stacked full.
Yeah. Like it would, I remember other friends that have gone through their family's houses, and it was like, and there's 75 tweezers.
Right. Yes. Yeah, I hadn't even started going through Graham's bathroom.
Yeah.
Because not that, I mean, she still goes out there. It's just, it needs to be, thinned out. And Bob and Mary don't really have any, big energy for it. So I'm trying to like help everybody so that either if they want to rent it out or if they want to sell it one day, then it's easier to do. So that's a big project that I'm working on. A big project.
Gigantic. If anybody's
and John's the problem, by the way. He never wants to get rid of anything. He's like, but this is important. I'm like, no. We gotta get rid of it.
If you're into antiques and you like old chairs or
oh my gosh,
please reach out to us, because Jody has plenty.
I know. Well, and then it'll eventually become more and more and more, because I don't know what they're going to do with that house. I have my thoughts on it, but I am not really a voting member. I'm not by blood a decider, but that's okay. Anyway, and then we had our other weekend update as we had our second Shody in the Wild.
That's correct.
And we went to Deep Eddy's Saloon. And thank you.
Cabaret.
That's right. Cabaret. And I definitely had a pull burger.
For sure.
Because I love the fries there.
The crinkly fries. That's right.
That's fries in town. So thank you for coming. We are setting up our next Shody in the Wild. We will let you know when that is. We are trying to do one a month. So be on the listen for a time to gather, because we want to bring our community together. Our connectors get out in the wild with us.
That's right. And Jody, you have a big weekend. What's happening this weekend?
We are going to, on Friday, we are going out on our a road trip to Colorado. We're going to be staying in various places. I will report back to you on what we did, where we went. We're going to go see Mary and Emmett. I'm super excited. In Fort Collins. And I might even, if Pammy's there, I don't know, she might be in Austin right now, but I'm hoping to, at least she could give me some pointers on where to go. And we've been packing up our camper and doing all that fun stuff. So it's super fun. This is a big adventure for us because we haven't done it. We're very excited about our new adventure with our camper. And John's he's like a little kid getting his camper ready. So it's really cute. It's like he's getting his fort ready with all the accoutrement, it's a lot. And then on our way back, we're going to stop off and see family in Dallas. And so I'm excited about that. So
yeah, a big birthday celebration. Very excited.
I'm super excited. Anyway, so thanks to all of you that came to Shody in the Wild, and we can't wait for our next weekend update.
Texas, yeehaw!
Yeehaw.